না মাইটা ধরে না।
ওকে, আপনি
ভালো আছেন না?
হ্যাঁ, স্ক্রিন দেখতেছেন তো না?
জি জি স্ক্রিন দেখছি।
ওকে, আচ্ছা, তাহলে আমরা ওকে, 1 সেকেন্ড, আমি আসতেছি, একটা সেকেন্ড।
কোথায় মা? বাবা এরা উঠতে পারতেছে না। মশা দেখবো।
সরি মামি, হ্যাঁ, তো হ্যাঁ, এসডিএলসি আমাদের বলেন, আপনার কোনো কোশ্চেন আছে কিনা আগে লাস্টে যেটা আমরা কমপ্লিট করলাম এটার উপর?
জি মামা, আমার অনেকগুলা কোয়েশ্চেন আছে, বাট আমরা কি আমার মনে হয় আমার অনেকগুলা কোয়েশ্চেন আছে মামা।
লেটস ফিনিশ ইট ফার্স্ট, দেন উইল মুভ অন।
ওকে মামা, থ্যাংক ইউ। একটা সেকেন্ড, আমার লেখা রাখছিলাম আমার কোয়েশ্চেন গুলা। প্রথম কোয়েশ্চেন, আমাকে ডিটেলস কোনো উত্তর দিতে হবে না, জাস্ট ইয়েস এন্ড নো মোস্ট অফ দ্য কোয়েশ্চেনস দ্যাট আই হ্যাভ। যখন আপনার ওই আপনার বাগ যখন সাবমিট করি, যখন আপনার ডেভেলপাররা যখন ওপেন করে, ওপেন করার পরে রিজেক্ট করলো, রিজেক্ট করার পরে আমরা কি কমিউনিকেশন করি ফোন দিয়া, ইমেল দিয়া, explanation for rejection? How he is going to communicate?
Okay, good question. So basically বাগ ওপেন করার পর আপনি কিভাবে কমিউনিকেট করেন, এই তো?
জি,
দ্যাটস দ্য কোশ্চেন। ওকে, দেখেন, বাগ আপনি ওপেন করলেন, ওপেন করার পরে আপনি প্রথম বাগ ওপেন করার পরে লেট মি শো ইউ, আপনি তোমার স্ক্রিনটা দেখতে পাচ্ছেন, রাইট?
জি,
হ্যাঁ, এখন এই কিউসি তে যে আপনি ওপেন করেন, যে কোথায় ওপেন করেন? এই এএলএম এ, এটাকে ALM বলে, অ্যাপ্লিকেশন লাইফ সাইকেল ম্যানেজমেন্ট। দেখতে পাচ্ছেন উপরে লেফটে লেখা ALM বলে এটাকে, রাইট? তো দেখুন এখন আমি জাস্ট একটু হাই লেভেল আপনাদের দেখাই, আপনার কোশ্চেনটার উত্তর এখনই দিচ্ছি। আপনি এখানে বাগটা ওপেন করেন, বাগের নাম লেখেন এখানে, তারপরে এখানে কি টাইপের এগুলো লেখেন হোয়াটএভার। তারপরে এখানে একটা জিনিস আছে আপনার, এই যে দেখেন অ্যাসাইন টু, দেখছেন লেখা অ্যাসাইন টু, দেখতে পাচ্ছেন? এই অ্যাসাইন টু মানে হলো ডেভেলপারের নাম, এখানে আপনি ডেভেলপারের নাম দিবেন, এই অ্যাসাইন টু। এখানে আপনি বাগটা ওপেন করুন, আমরা যে বলি বাগ ওপেন করব, বাগ লগ ডিফেক্ট করব, ডিফেক্ট লগ করব, অথবা ডিফেক্ট ওপেন করব, অথবা বাগ ওপেন করব, রাইট? এটা যে বলি এর মানে হইলো এইটা। এখানে বাগের নাম লিখবো, হোয়াট ইজ দ্য প্রবলেম, এখানে ডেসক্রিপশন লিখবো, রিজেনারেশন স্টেপ লিখবো, এভরিথিং। আর এই ফর্মগুলা ফিল আপ করতে হবে। যেগুলা লাল দাগ আছে এগুলা মাস্ট ফিল আপ করতে হবে, যেগুলা ব্ল্যাক আছে এগুলা করলে হয়, না করলে হয়। ইম্পর্টেন্ট হলো যে অ্যাসাইন টু, যখনই আমরা অ্যাসাইন টু এখানে লিখলাম, দেওয়ার পরে যখন এই সাবমিটে ক্লিক করব, এই সাবমিটে ক্লিক করার সাথে সাথে একটা ইমেল চলে যাবে আপনার ইয়ার কাছে, ডেভেলপারের কাছে, ঠিক আছে? ইমেল চলে গেল। ইমেল চলে যাওয়ার পরে সে দেখবে ও তার নামে একটা বাগ ওপেন হয়েছে, মানে তার কাছে অ্যাসাইন করা হয়েছে এটা, তখন সেটাতে কাজ করলো। কাজ করার পরে এই যে কমিউনিকেশনটা, দ্যাটস ইউর কোশ্চেন। এই যে এখানে আপনি দেখতে পাচ্ছেন যে রাইট সাইড লেখা কমেন্টস, এইখানে আপনি কমিউনিকেশন করেন। মনে করেন এটা হলো এই যে ডিফেক্ট, একটা ডিফেক্ট এটা, ঠিক আছে? মনে করেন এটা আরেকটা, মনে করেন এই ডিফেক্ট, ডেভেলপার আপনাকে কিছু বলতে যাচ্ছে আপনাকে, তখন সে করবে কি যে এইখানে লিখবে, এখানে সে যাই লেখুক, এখানে আপনার এখানে যাই লেখুক, লেখার পরে কিছু একটা লিখলো, লেখার পরে যে যখন কমেন্টে দিবে, এখানে টিপ দিল সে, তখন হবে কি আপনার কাছে একটা ইমেল অটোমেটিকলি চলে আসবে, একটা ইমেল চলে আসবে আপনার কাছে। এই ইমেলের সবার প্রথমে এই কমেন্টটা যেটা লেখা আছে সেই লেখাটা আপনি দেখতে পারবেন। জিনিসটা বুঝতেছেন?
ওকে, তো ডেভেলপার আর টেস্টারের মধ্যে কমিউনিকেশন এভাবে হয়, কমেন্টস এর মধ্যে লেখা হয়, এভাবে কমিউনিকেশন হয়,
রাইট?
বুঝছি, এটা বুঝছি। এখন আমার কোয়েশ্চেন হইতেছে, যখন ডেভেলপার একটা বাগ রিজেক্ট করে, আমি আপনার নোটের মধ্যে পড়ছি যে রিকোয়ারমেন্ট দীক্ষা ডেভেলপার আর টেস্টার দুজনের দীক্ষা ডিসাইড করে ওয়েদার অর নট ইটস এ বাগ। এখন ধরেন ডেভেলপার বলতেছে এটা বাগ না, আবার আমার কাছে মনে হইতেছে এটা বাগ, তো আমি কি করব? তখন কি আমি ক্যান্সেল কইরা দিব এই ডিফেক্টটা, না আমি ম্যানেজারকে দেখাবো, বিএ কে দেখাবো বিফোর আই ক্লোজ ইট, আই মিন বিফোর আই ক্যান্সেল ইট?
এখন বাগের ব্যাপারে ফাইনাল ডিসিশন মেক হলো আপনার ডিসিশন এজ এ টেস্টার। ডাজ নট ম্যাটার ডেভেলপার কি বলে, ডেভেলপার 1000 বার বলতে পারে, প্রজেক্ট ম্যানেজার বলতে পারে, এভরিবডি ক্যান সে, বাট দ্য ফাইনাল ডিসিশন ইজ ইউরস। ইফ ইউ আর নট এগ্রি, not even project manager can tell you it is not a bug. So as a bug point of view, tester has the highest authority. If tester says a bug is a bug, end of story. Now এখন আপনার প্রশ্ন হলো যদি ডেভেলপার এগ্রি না হয়, ডেভেলপার এগ্রি হোক বা না হোক, has nothing to do with this. আপনাকে সে বলবে কেন এটা বাগ না, he will try to convince you. Convince meaning he will try to show you proof that this is the proof that it is not a bug. Now if you convince, you're gonna cancel the bug, not close, cancel. But if you're not agree, then you're gonna tell him this is a bug, please fix it, end of story. This is a bug, I saw your description, I saw your note, I saw your comment, but this is not true, so please fix it. And after that, if he still argue with you, then you're going to tell the BA or the project manager or both of them that this is a bug, he needs to fix it. If he does not fix it, I am not going to sign off, because if you do not sign off, nobody can do anything. That's your job, nobody can put pressure on you. So this is how it is. It's up to you to be convinced or not to be convinced. Okay, so this is how it is up to you basically.
ওকে, বুঝছি। এখন যে কমিউনিকেশনটা যেটা হয় এটা কি বেশিরভাগ ইমেল দিয়া হয়? আমি যখন কাজ করতাম আমার কোনো সমস্যা হইলে আমরা সিসি করতাম, বিসিসি করতাম, ইমেল করতাম, কোনো ফোন দিয়া কোনো কিছু নাই, কারণ প্রুফ নাই ফোনের মধ্যে কথা বলে। এই যে আপনার বিএ বা প্রজেক্ট ম্যানেজারের সাথে যে আপনি যে বলে টেস্টার কমিউনিকেট করবে যে আই থিঙ্ক ইটস এ বাগ, হি ইজ নট এগ্রিং, ব্লা ব্লা ব্লা, এই কমিউনিকেশন গুলো কি via email?
নো, এই কমিউনিকেশন গুলো যেখানে হয় এইখানে আপনি কমেন্ট লিখবেন, সবাই পড়তে পারবে। It will go on everybody can see that from here. Everybody will have access to it, whole team, BA, project manager, your test manager, your test lead, your co-worker, and of course you, and developer lead, everybody can see this comment. So it goes through this. Most of the time it goes through this, like 90% of the time, but sometimes you can also communicate with email. Sometimes you can do that.
Okay.
Or sometimes also some places, depend on the place. Most of the time it will see in a tool, basically. Maybe not ALM, could be different tool. So it goes through tool. Email, yes. Sometimes you do it on email too. And sometimes what they do, they put it in Excel. Instead of writing the defect here, they put it in Excel, and then you just communicate with the Excel. Okay. And also SharePoint. Sometimes they use SharePoint. SharePoint is a software that you put it in the server, and everybody, you write a comment, everybody can see the comment from there. Okay. So basically, answer to your question, it goes through this document, ALM. Everybody can see it from there.
Okay.
The reason is it's documented, right? Anything you write, it stays there forever, and anybody can see, track what is going on, how you're communicating, what is the status, things like that. Okay. Answer your question?
Okay, Mama. What's the difference between manual and
automated? Question you asking, this is very important question you are asking, because this is how you're gonna enrich your knowledge environmental wise. Because if you have any confusion, you cannot answer them. So good thing that you are asking this kind of question, and your understanding will be much clear after that, hopefully. So if you have any confusion,
I hope. I'm getting nervous. I hope so.
No, it's nothing to be nervous. I mean, you'll be fine. I mean, initially, if you think anything new, if you go to your friend's house for the first time, you'll be nervous also, right? I mean, anything first time is, you'll be nervous. So it's nothing to worry. It's simple thing,
Okay. So যখন the defer BA বা project manager করে, why not developer?
Because if you realize, we are writing a software, creating a software who now developer write the code, you just test them, right? Developer writing the code, you test them. Now the product owner, meaning who will be using the software, right? Under whose supervision the software is being built, under whose supervision the software is being built, is called like product owner or project manager or scrum master, So how the user will use the software, actually I don't know it much, like business point of view, with the user we don't communicate much. Developer does not communicate. As a tester, I don't communicate. The business people communicate. So defect meaning what? It's a defect, but they don't want to fix it now, because maybe the user is saying, this is a problem, it's fine, we'll fix it later, but I want you to do some important thing first. So don't worry about this defect. I know it's a problem, but fix it later. Give me something else now. Maybe the user is telling you to do something else. Or business, the BA or the product owner, they know that they have more important things to do than fixing this problem. So that's why it's not really my decision if I don't want to fix it now or later. It's really the business people, because it's a defect. So if the business people tell me I have to fix it, I have to fix it. I cannot tell them no, because they will be using it. Business people, they will be using it. So if they told me to ask me to fix it, I have to fix it. And whoever will use it, if they told me don't fix it, was good, I'm happy, don't fix it then, right? So that's why they decide. It's not us,
Okay, ma'am. They're the one who decides what's important, what's not.
মনে করেন আপনি একটা সফটওয়্যার বানাচ্ছেন, আমার জন্য দিবেন, রাইট? আমি বললাম যে ওকে, এটা সমস্যাটা আছে, fix next month, but do something else more important for me this month. You are making it for me, and I'm telling you it's okay, fix it later. I'm not saying don't fix it. All I'm saying, fix it later, but this month you have to give me something else more important. So that's why they communicate with the business people. or the owner of the product owner, things like that, and they decide that okay, we'll fix it. That's why.
Okay, Mama. What is the difference between manual and automation?
Okay, manual testing is you are manually checking it. Like, let's say for an example, you can see my screen, so let me show you one thing. Let's say I'm going to Amazon.com. Okay, Amazon.com. Let's say for an example, for suppose see this price. Let's say $179.99. The price, let's say, is wrong. It should be $279.99. Let's say you found an issue. This price is saying $179.99. It should be $279. Let's say. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna you're gonna write the defect. First of all, where the defect is, like how you're going to see the defect. You're going to write everything, right? So if you write everything, I'm sorry, what was your question? I forgot. What did you ask?
Different manual and automation.
Yeah. So this is the problem, right? This is the 279 price. So now you open a defect. It isn't there. Now you wanna test it. Right, you tested it. Let's say your coworker wants to test it. You test it. Now your coworker wants to test it too, or your manager lead wants to test it. How he is going to test it? Now you need to put a regeneration step in the defect, right? We talk about regeneration step. This is what you need to do to test it, right? Now, whenever you open this defect, you did something to find it, right? How did you find this defect? Let's say, how did you find this defect? This is what I did, right? I went to, I opened the browser, Chrome. I opened the browser Chrome. Then I went www.amazon.com, right? I went there. So I opened the browser. I went Amazon.com, and then I checked the price. I supposed to see the price. I checked it and I see $179.99. It should be $279. Now I did it manually, right? I opened the browser. I typed myself in the keyboard. I typed www.amazon.com, and then I looked at the price right here, saying on it. So I did everything on my own, right? Clear? I did everything on my own. Now there is a software in the market, application software. Example like Selenium, QTP, UFT, JMeter. That is a software like that you're gonna write in the software. You're gonna tell in the software, open this browser, go to this website, and show me the price of this one. You're gonna show tell him all these steps, and he's gonna do automatically for you. Okay, let me show you. Probably I can show you from an QTP example. Probably hold down. QTP example. Hold down. So if I show you, you'll be much better. QTP. Let's see if I can find it first. Okay, 1 second.
Hello and welcome to a quick demonstration.
I used to work on this tool. QTP is very good.
Okay.
Just 1 second. I want to show you so that. Okay. এখানে দেখেন একটা জিনিস আমি কি হচ্ছে একটা সেকেন্ড is going to start right now. Okay. Here. দেখেন আপনি এখানে একটু বড় করে দেখেন এই যে দেখেন রানে ক্লিক করছে দেখছেন রান এখানে দেখেন সে কি লিখছে ব্রাউজ টু www.google.com লেখা দেখছেন ব্রাউজ টু এখন এটা কিন্তু কোড একটা প্রোগ্রামিং ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ বিবি স্ক্রিপ্টিং ইজ কল সে সেজ www.google.com রাইট এটা লেখার পরে সে কি করলো এখানে রানে ক্লিক করছে দেখেন কি হয় রানে ক্লিক করলো এখন ওকে দিল জাস্ট ওয়াচ আউট কি হয় দেখেন okay it's running see look here the script is running 1 second. Okay, script is running. Okay, good. Next second. 1 second. Okay, it's opening probably. দেখছেন কি হলো, ব্রাউজারটা অটোমেটিক্যালি ওপেন হচ্ছে না। এই জিনিসটা কিন্তু টাচ করে হঠাৎ করে ওপেন হচ্ছে, আপনি খেয়াল করছেন জিনিসটা? এইখানে লেফট সাইডে এসে দেখেন সে লিখলো google.com এ যাইতে, অটোমেটিক্যালি ওপেন হয়েছে। You did not open it. You just write a code and it opened automatically, right? Okay. So let's see what happens next. Now look, see Google search. It was clicking Google search. See Google search. Something is happening. Google search verification web button. Okay, exist. Okay. Now let me show you if there is one more example quickly. Okay. Should say some sample. How come there is no sample here? Okay.
মামার ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড কি কম্পিউটার সায়েন্সে ছিল?
Bioinformatics.
বায়োইনফরমেটিক্স?
হ্যাঁ।
ও, আপনি এত কিছু শিখলেন কিভাবে মামা?
Okay, a second. Let me just show you this. Okay, there is no sample. Sorry, let me just UFT demo. Okay, because if you see it will be much better for you. This is a very good tool actually for automation testing. It's really good. It's a very good tool. How come there is no example here? These people. এত হাই স্পিড ইন্টারনেট বলেন তো দেখি, তারপর যদি এরকম সময় লাগে। No, it's 50 megabyte speed. Still see what's going on. What is this? Actor sample example. Script is running. Oh, this one that's testing. Let's see it runs. Okay, found it one. Can okay here. এই যে কোডিং গুলো দেখছেন এটা বেবি স্ক্রিপ্টিং প্রোগ্রামিং ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ, ঠিক আছে? সো আপনি কোড লিখে এখানে বলতেছেন কি করতে হবে, জিনিসটা খেয়াল করেন। আমি মনে করেন ম্যানুয়ালি আমি ব্রাউজার ওপেন করলাম, রাইট? ম্যানুয়ালি ব্রাউজার ওপেন করলাম, তারপরে আমি একটা ওয়েবসাইটে গেলাম, তারপরে আমি এখানে ক্লিক করলাম, এটা করলাম, সেটা হোয়াট এভার আই এম ডুইং ম্যানুয়ালি, রাইট? লেটস আই এম গোয়িং টু অ্যামাজন, সো আই এম টাইপিং ইট অ্যামাজন, রাইট? I mean, I'm just typing here, right? Amazon. I'm typing Amazon.com, then I'm going Amazon. I want to click here. So I want to click manually. I'm clicking here. I'm clicking here, right? I'm manually clicking here. Okay. So whatever I want to do, I'm manually doing it. Actually clicking here, typing this, right? I'm using the keyboard and mouse. I'm doing it. Now, instead of myself manually doing it, I'm writing in a programming language. I'm telling the software to do it for me. That's the difference. I open Google Chrome, I type it here, open Google Chrome, and then I click here. Instead of myself clicking using the mouse, I'm telling the computer to do it using this application. That's all I'm doing. So now let's say it's going to start running probably now. It's saving it. Okay, hold on. See, it's clicking on the run button, right? This is the run button, right? You see it, right, mommy?
Yeah.
Okay, here. So it's clicking in there. Now see what happens here while you want to save it. So clicking there. Now it's running. So we click the run. First I write a code here, programming language, telling the computer what to do. Now I click run. So let's see what happens. See, now his mouse is right here. He's not doing anything. See, right? The mouse is the yellow sign there. Mouse is sitting right here. That means he is not doing anything. He just click the run. That's it. Now see what happens. See, automatically this thing opens, right? You see this, automatically this program opens. Now see this login, we put Mercury, automatically they put it in there because it's in the programming. If you see here, see this, it's a set Mercury. See here they put Mercury. So you open the application, put all this ID and password automatically, and then done. And then see, open this one. Open this one. Now they're going to put, if you look, all these things, they're going to fill out the form automatically. See, they are putting date, they are putting this thing. Just look what they're doing. See, all these things they are doing, and click flight. Now is inserting the record. See, now it's calculating automatically, right? If you realize the mouse is still sitting in the same place, he is not clicking anything or doing anything. He just click run. See, it's done. See, this is what, this is automation. Like you are writing in the programming language, telling the computer what to do, and he's going to do it for you. That's called automation. Is it clear now?
Okay.
Like what I just show you? Does it make sense? Okay, so you are basically using a software, another software, where you write some code, programming language, and then once you finish programming language, you just click run, and it's going to do it for you, whatever you want. That's all. Okay, what else?
Mama, RTM, the requirement traceability matrix, এটা কি basically the requirement analysis that we do from requirement document, the requirement that আমরা the functional requirement, whatever that the testers write, এটা কি same thing, requirement traceability matrix and the requirement whatever?
হ্যাঁ, রিকোয়ারমেন্ট যেটা আমরা লিখি, যেটা রিকোয়ারমেন্ট, এটাই রিকোয়ারমেন্ট ট্রেসেবিলিটি ম্যাট্রিক্স। বাট একটু ডিফারেন্ট আছে, যেটা আমরা এইখানে দেখাবো যে ALM এই জিনিসটা আছে, এটা আমরা করব। We'll see this requirement RTM. It is the same thing that we write the requirement, but there is some extra information also in there, which we'll see later when we do this application. But just for you also to understand, requirement, if you realize, traceability matrix mean how we can find out the requirement we want to see out of, it could be 500 requirement, it could be 6,000 requirement. In a traditional, like say, banking application, usually have 5 to 6,000 requirement, 5 to 6,000 standard web application for any banking software. How are you going to find out from the 5 to 6,000 requirement? So you put some kind of information in there. Using that information, you quickly see the, you can find out the requirement. That's the thing. But like I said, we'll look into it later on when we do this application.
Okay, Mama. আমার মনে হয় ওই তিনটা types of meeting, একটা হচ্ছে kick off, আর একটা হচ্ছে defect analysis, আর একটা হচ্ছে status meeting. I don't think we went over these meetings.
We did not talk?
Kick off meeting.
I thought we talked.
No.
Okay, no problem, we'll talk. So kick off meeting. Kick off meeting টা হলো যখন কোনো নতুন প্রজেক্ট আসে. Let's say there is a new project coming in, new application will be built, right? New software. তখন project manager সবাইকে এটার সাথে পরিচিতি করায় দেওয়া। To introduce, the project manager will set up a meeting for probably half an hour or 1 hour or 2 hours, and he is going to explain everybody meaning, let's say, tester, developer, BA, DBA, SME, whoever is there necessary. So he is going to explain to the team what is this project about, how long the project will be, and what's the software they are expecting. All this in, like, not in a details, but high level way to introduce the project to the team. That's called kickoff. Whenever there is a new project comes, the project manager will introduce the project to the team in a meeting. That's all. It's like when there is a new member comes, you just introduce them with your friends, let's say. That's kickoff meeting.
Defect analysis meeting.
Okay, defect analysis. এখন হয় কি, ডিফেক্ট আমরা তো মনে করেন ডিফেক্ট আমরা লগ ইন করি, রাইট? মনে করেন যখন আমি প্রথমে এখানে যে আমার লাস্ট প্রজেক্ট যেটা করলাম, প্রথম যখন আমি করি টেস্টিং সাইকেলে আমার 38 ডিফেক্ট পাওয়া গেছে, 38. So when there is a lot of defect, developer is working on this, right? Now weekly মিটিং হয় একটা, সাধারণত উইকলি এক মিটিং হয়, কখনো সপ্তাহে 2 দিন হয়, ডিপেন্ড করে আপনার মানে হাউ সুন দ্য প্রজেক্ট ম্যানেজার ওয়ান্টস টু ফিনিশ ইট। তখন শুধু ডিফেক্টের উপর আলোচনা করা হয়। মনে করেন একটা ডিফেক্ট যখন আপনি ওপেন করবেন, আপনি করবেন কি, দ্যাটস ইউর জব টু পুট প্রায়োরিটি সেভারিটি, রাইট? প্রায়োরিটি মিনিং হাউ সুন দে নিড টু ফিক্স ইট, দ্যাটস প্রায়োরিটি মিনস হাউ সুন। এখন ডিফেক্ট অ্যানালাইসিস মিটিং এ আপনি আপনার ডিফেক্টের স্ট্যাটাস গুলা বলবেন, কতগুলা ডিফেক্ট পাইছেন, কতগুলার সেভারিটি হাই, কতগুলা সেভারিটি কি, কোনটার প্রায়োরিটি হাই, কোনটার প্রায়োরিটি লো, লাইক গিভিং ইউ আ হাই লেভেল explanation to the team. Okay, and then developer বলবে সে কতগুলা ডিফেক্ট ফিক্স করছে, কতগুলা করতেছে, তার কোনো কোশ্চেন আছে কিনা, which one he doesn't understand. তারপরে প্রজেক্ট ম্যানেজার জিজ্ঞেস করবে, ওকে হাউ সুন ইউ থিংক ইউ ক্যান ফিক্স দোজ। তারপরে আপনার কাছে টেস্টার জিজ্ঞেস করবে, আর ইউ ফাইন্ডিং এনি নিউ ডিফেক্ট। সো ডিফেক্ট অ্যানালাইসিস মিটিংটা হলো ডিফেক্টের ব্যাপারে আলোচনা করা হয় পুরো টিমের সাথে। পুরা টিমটা যেন জানে what is the status of all the defect that we have. A developer is working, does he has any question, or he needs any help, things like that. That's all a defect analysis meeting. The status of the defect, how many are there, what is the status, how many developer is fixing, I mean, will he be able to fix all those, or he needs some extra help for somebody else? Does he has any question to the tester or BA or anybody, any confusion has, things like that. This is defect analysis meeting. This is defect analysis or status meeting, both you can say. It's called defect analysis meeting or defect status meeting. Defect status, kickoff, and what was the other question, other meeting you mentioned?
Kickoff, defect analysis meeting আর আরেকটা ছিল status meeting. So আপনি বলতেছেন defect analysis meeting and status meeting is same as defect status meeting. So they are these words.
Right. Defect analysis or defect status meeting is sometimes called defect analysis, sometimes called status, but basically it's the same thing.
Okay, mama. Environment আমি পড়তেছিলাম, একটা জিনিসের মধ্যে আইসা আমি কনফিউজ হয়ে গেছি। আই এম সরি, আমার মনে ছিল না, ওই রেকর্ডিংটা আমার কাছে নাই। একটা আছে আপনার এসটিজি, স্ট্যাগিং, I think stands for staging or something like that. STG environment এর মধ্যে with a dev environment, prod and all that. একটাতে আছে STG, ওইটা বুঝতেছি না আমি।
FTG.
No, S is in Sam, TG.
Oh, okay, staging. S Sam, okay, got it. That's why I was like F. I don't think anything F, so S. Okay. So is STG is like staging. This is what it called. Let me just 1 second. Second. STG, right? It's called staging. Staging. I think it's single G, right? Staging. Staging means, what that means, right? Now, this is actually an environment whenever you work in data warehouse. So whenever you like in a data warehouses, you are collecting data from all different places. Let's say like Citibank, HBC Bank, they have branches all over the world, different state, everything. Now the main branch or head office, they want to collect data from all these branches, right? Head office, this is what all head office that is, they collect data and analyze them and make business decision, right? So head office, they are collecting data from all these different branches from all the different state, right? So when they collect data, first they put it in a database. First, everything they put in a database, just dump them in there. They put it in there. So from that database, they put it in a different place wherever they want to, they need it. So first they collect everything and put one place, and from that place they divide it to different places. So the place that they put it in there first is called staging, meaning all the data is coming from different places and put them in one place first. In let's say head office in Nevada, Citibank head office is in Nevada. So all the bank data from around the whole world, everything overnight, they are collecting the data and putting in a database in Nevada. They are putting in there. So whenever they put it in there, they put it in the database. That database called staging. Okay, so the place that you put the data temporary before you put them in the final destination. Okay, so the place you putting the data temporary to process it before you send them to their final destination is called staging. Make sense?
Okay, Mama. Project test plan. Test plan তো test case এর পরে লেখা হয়, তাই না?
না, টেস্টিং শুরু হওয়ার আগে আপনার before you do anything, before you write the requirement, before you do anything, before your first task actually to write the test plan. Okay, test plan, I'll give you some sample. I'll send you a sample of a test plan, then they'll know. The test plan is written before the test case. First you write the test plan, because on the test plan you mention what kind of testing you'll do. The test plan, what kind of testing you'll do, who will do what, everything. So you have to decide first who's going to do what and what are you going to do, what kind of testing, and then you actually do it. Writing test case is a task, right? Who's going to do it? You're going to put it in the test plan. So first you write the test plan, then you write the test case.
Who writes the test plan?
Manager, lead. Usually the manager or the lead, or I mean, if there is, let's say, 5 people working in a project, 5 tester, right? 5 tester. Then there is a lead usually. So the lead write the test plan. Now you are working in a project and you are the only one. Nobody else is working. So you write the test plan then. Okay. So it depends on the project, like how many people are working there, if there is a manager, if there is a test lead, things like that. So usually, like I said, usually test lead, manager, but if not available, then you write your own test plan. And it's very simple, very standard, template are there. Every company has it. They will show you. It's not that you have to write from scratch. If you are working in a project, your manager, if you have to write it, your manager will give you some sample. Your manager will give you a template. Using that, you just format it. That's it.
Okay. The project name is okay. Good. Just a second, Mama. I just want to make sure I don't have any questions before we move on. Sorry. আমরা করি নাই তাই না, driver staff
is not really that important. I don't want to confuse you too much. It's not important. One thing that I'll do is theme, epic, story, task. Those are the thing that I'll talk later. Those important for you to know. I think that's the one I skip.
ওইগুলো আমার একটু confusion আছে। আপনি definition গুলো বলছিলেন, but little confusion আছে।
Those I'll talk later. I know I don't want to confuse you right now. That's why I don't want to talk right now. I mean, that's why I did not talk actually. I know I sent you, but I did not talk. I'll talk later about this.
Okay, Mama. Okay. But that's it. আমার কোনো question নাই। আর শুধু আপনার ওই যে ইন্টারভিউ কোয়েশ্চেনস গুলা দিছিলেন, ওইগুলা থেকে আমার কোয়েশ্চেন ছিল, but আজকে যেগুলা জানতে হইবে, I can know it later too, right?
Yeah, whenever, yeah. I mean, ask me a question. Let's finish this one. The more we can finish is better. Like, I don't, want to hang this SDLC too long, because what ALM is basically whatever our theoretical knowledge is, we are going to use it here. So if you have a confusion in SDLC, we'll be confused here too. So it's better for you if you if you ask me a question, and the more we can finish. I mean, if we don't start ALM, that's fine. We can start tomorrow too. Don't worry about the timing. We need to finish it. SDLC is important.
Okay, any questions usually? Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
আমার ওইটা documents আমি শুধু highlight করে রাখছি so that I didn't have to write, Okay.
I put a lot of question. I know, Mami. I put a lot of question, 100+ question, but actually not all of them that you need, but most of you need actually. So let's I'll tell you if something you don't need, but you ask me question, then I can figure it out.
Okay. আপনি বলছেন, what else do you
Mami, before I forget, sorry, stop it, because I may forget. That's what I'm saying. There is a question in there also. So I just want you to, sometimes in the interview, they ask you, what is your positive side? What is your negative side, right? Something like that. What is your strength? What is your weak point? This is a question that sometimes in the interview, they ask you. Okay. So you can come up with something, whatever you think on your own. So make sure you know ahead of time what are you going to say them, what are you going to tell them, what is your strength, what is your weakness. Okay, that's an important question to interview. A lot of times they ask this, so make sure you know that. Okay, sorry, go ahead. What was the question?
আমার weakness কি, আমি বলছিলাম I don't know.
No, that's a question they ask normally. It's nothing important. Yeah. But they ask. That's the thing.
আপনার একটা কোয়েশ্চেন এখানে আছে, কোয়েশ্চেন নাম্বার 9, what else do you check beyond your requirement? আপনি আপনার আনসার হইতেছে exploratory testing. What is that?
What was the answer?
Exploratory.
Exploratory testing.
What is that?
Okay, yeah, good thing. Exploratory testing means, actually, let's see what happens is sometimes, let's say there is a picture in there. In the website, you are testing a website and there is a picture in there. But the picture is there, wherever the picture should be is there. The picture that it should be is correct. Picture is there, the picture structure is there, everything is correct. But let's say picture is not 100% clear. 100% is not clear. Like, you know, like when you see in a movie in the YouTube, sometimes it's like HD, very clear. Sometimes they record it from the movie theater, is very bad, right? So these like things like that. Let's say there is a picture in the website, is right, size is right, the picture is correct, everything is fine, but it's kind of shading, not good quality. And then let's say there is some diagram in there, some box. Okay, do I have any sample here? Oops, I'll be the picture, look. Okay. see this picture, if you look, see this sunglass, the front side is not clear, is it? No. See her the bangles here is not clear, right? Yeah. So exploratory testing is that you have to manually intervene to find out the issue. Computer cannot really check. You have to find out. See, this is shading, picture is size, picture, everything is fine. It's Albedo's picture looks good, you have and everything. But you see, oh, these bangles is not correct. It looks like shading. The sunglass is not clear. And then let's say, see this angle is 90-degree angle, right? Very good quality angle. Let's say this size angle is good, but on the right side is shading. So exploratory testing is things like that, that you have to really explore to find out what is the issue. You cannot just look and say, oh, that's the issue. No, you have to like fine tuning it to see what is the issue. So that's called exploratory testing. You have to be really an expert, actually, like experience wise, to do the exploratory testing. Some company has exploratory testing, some company do not, because it's expensive. Whoever does it has to be very expensive. They actually, কিছু লোক থাকে না মানুষের খুদ বের করে, খুদ নাই তাও বের করে, আছে না? কিছু মানুষ কিন্তু আছে ফ্রেন্ড সার্কেলের মধ্যে, you see, they always find something bad about somebody, right? This is exploratory testing, meaning you have to really fine tuning them, really look in details to see what is the issue. Do you see any issue? Things like that. Let's say there is a text. One line is, let's say, the text size is 10. Next line is 10.25. Now, normally, if you look, this 0.25, you cannot even see, right? It's very small difference. You cannot even see the difference. But there is a difference. So things like that to find out is called exploratory testing. To find the defect in details level, and then color. So let's say there's a red color, but the red kind of look not really red, like maybe brown red, right? Those are the kind of thing that you find in this testing.
Okay.
But remember the exploratory testing though. If they ask you, you mention this thing exploratory, and then they might ask you what is exploratory. Okay, that's a fancy word, and it's a good thing to know those kind of words.
Okay. Just a second, Mama. And then what do I mean? I went over pretty much not all the questions, most of the questions I did go over.
You don't have to do all of them. You don't need to do all of them. Most of it, try to, as much as you can do is better for you, is give you a feedback, like for your also comfortness, that this kind of question. That's why. But the more you do is better, but you don't have to do all of it.
Okay. একটা question is when do you consider employing a failure mode?
Okay.
And effect analysis.
Okay. Yes. What happened is, what that means, like basically the question, I know it is a different ways written, wording wise, but basically all it is saying, when you stop testing, that's all it is saying. When you stop testing and analyze the issue, that's all that is asking for. When you stop testing. So whenever you find an issue, right, you find an issue, that's all. Whenever you employ like the defect analysis or resume testing, you're testing it again. So all basically, whenever you do it, whenever you find a defect and you see that without fixing the defect, you cannot move. Without fixing the defect, you cannot move. So that's a failure mode. Okay. So you find an issue and then you realize without fixing the issue, testing other test cases doesn't make any sense. That's failure mode. Okay. Whenever you find an issue and realize that if I don't fix it, I cannot test other things. I can test, but doesn't make any sense because I have to test them again because there's a dependency. That's called failure mode. And analysis meaning, let's analyze what's going on. Like, what is the output of it? What is the dependency of it? What is the effect for this defect? This is what it actually means. That's all.
Okay, Mama, বুঝছি। একটা question আছে GUI testing, GUI, graphical user interface testing, I think. আমরা পড়ছি user interface, but is it the same as graphical user interface?
GUI, same thing.
What kind of testing you have done? It says that I handle functionality testing, GUI with GUI, I guess, testing, database testing, regression testing, small testing. But my question to this GUI testing, is it the same as user interface testing?
UI testing. No, not really. I mean, I know your confusion. Yeah.
GUI.
GUI.
G.
And UI testing, right? GUI.
What's the difference? GUI.
GUI actually means graphical user interface, right? Meaning, let's say you have an application, let's say Amazon.com, Macy.com, right? JCPenney.com. Those on the website is GUI application. GUI. Meaning, you can see the picture, you click, you enter data, things like that. But this is a GUI-based application. And another application is called command-based. Let me type it here. Command line. It's called command line application. Okay. Command line application meaning whenever you see DOS, if you see CMD, let me just find it. See, if you see something like that, right? See this kind of thing. See, this is a called command line application. This thing.
Okay.
See this thing. I'm typing something and it's doing it for me. I'm typing, right? It's doing something for me, right? This is called command line application. I have to type something to do something, command line. Now there is a GUI. GUI meaning graphical user interface, meaning you can see the picture, you can click here and there, you can use mouse, keyboard basically. Those are GUI applications. So two types of application, command line and GUI based. So I am experienced with the GUI based application. Now there is some application in Unix machine. In Unix machine, over there they only have to type. If you also go in a travel agency, they book their ticket with command line. You see the type only there on, there is no GUI, there is no mouse or anything. That's common line application. So this is what it means GUI based application, but it's not the UI. UI is different, right? UI meaning data changing from one module to another, right? Data is communicating or not, right? UI, user interface, that's different. So GUI and UI is different thing. I mean UI testing is a GUI application. Is a GUI application. It's like whatever the type of the application, there's GUI or command line.
Is there any মনে হয় আপনার পিকচার যেগুলোর মধ্যে থাকে আমরা ক্লিক কইরা বাইর করতে পারি instead of typing something and getting that common application একটা black page এর মধ্যে সবকিছু করতেছি no nothing in there. এগুলা ডিফারেন্স হচ্ছে আপনার এই অ্যাপ্লিকেশন for example it is GUI right the application life cycle management
right মনে করেন এই যে উইন্ডোজ আমরা ইউজ করি উইন্ডোজ ইজ এ GUI অ্যাপ্লিকেশন উইন্ডোজ হ্যাঁ আবার আমাদের আগে ছিল কিন্তু উইন্ডোজের আগে কিন্তু ছিল ডস মনে আছে ডস ছিল ডসটা হলো কমন লাইন অ্যাপ্লিকেশন
ওকে আমাকে 2টা মিনিট দিবেন আমি এত কফি খাইছি আমাকে বাথরুমে যাইতে হবে
আচ্ছা কোনো অসুবিধা নাই আপনি আসার পরে পিং করেন কোনো অসুবিধা নাই
থ্যাংক ইউ UML and how to use it for testing. Unified modeling language. What is it?
Okay, unified modeling language. এখন দেখেন আমাদের কিন্তু আমি যখন সফটওয়্যার বানানো হয় অনেক ফ্লো চার্ট করতে হয় ফ্লো চার্ট ঠিক আছে ফ্লো চার্ট মানে কি আপনি অনেক লজিক আছে না কমপ্লেক্স লজিক কিন্তু একটা সফটওয়্যার যখন বানানো হয় মনে করেন জিনিসটা এরকম সাপোজ খুব সিম্পল চিন্তা করেন যে এয়ারলাইনের টিকেট আপনি যদি orbis.com এ যান আপনাকে কত রকমের প্রাইস না কত এয়ারলাইন্স থেকে দেয় তারপরে sorting করে is a lot of work behind the scene if you realize we just click few button we see all these things but it doesn't happen it's a lot of complex logic behind the scene right এখন যখন লজিক গুলা আপনি কোডিং করবেন তখন কিন্তু আগে আপনাকে বুঝতে হবে রাইট আপনাকে যা ডেভেলপার যে ডেভেলপ কোডিং করবে তাকে বুঝতে হবে পুরো প্রজেক্ট টিমকে বুঝতে হবে হোয়াট ইজ দ্য লজিক অ্যাকচুয়ালি সো এই যে লজিক গুলো আছে না এগুলা ফ্লো চার্টের মাধ্যমে এক্সপ্লেন করা হয় এটা চার্টের মাধ্যমে কিরকম মনে করেন বললো যে এটা করো এখানে ক্লিক করো যদি ক্লিক করলে কিছু হয় তাহলে এটা করো না হলে এটা করো আবার এটা থেকে আরো অপশন এটা থেকে আরো অপশন সো there is a lot of branches basically if this happen do this doesn't happen do this and then if doesn't happen this then do this no it's a lot of things so UML হলো একটা language graphical language actually it's not coding it's nothing to write it's not a programming language it's a graphical language where you can draw picture to show what is the next step what is the condition wise based on the condition what is the next step so it's a graphical representation it's a graphical representation of the business rule of the logic of the condition is a graphical representation of the business rules condition logic to show if what should be the next move if this is happens then do this if doesn't happen then do this which way to go let me show you an example okay so it will be much clear for you I'm typing UML sample see UML sample right see here you can see this let me show you image very simple see here UML case diagram hold on one second it's I think taking time what's happening this time I realize internet is very slow easily this time oh okay here এখন দেখেন এখানে এই যে একটা ইউজার ট্রেড একটা ইউজার মানুষের ছবি আঁকা রাইট সে বলছে জেনারেট কন্ট্রাক্ট জেনারেট কন্ট্রাক্ট তারপরে এখান থেকে সেগুলো ট্রেড কমিউনিটিস এখান থেকে গেল এইখানে ইউজার শুরু করলো এখান থেকে এভাবে আসলো রাইট? এখন দেখেন এখান থেকে আপনার অপশন কি, ইউ ক্যান গো দিস ওয়ে, রাইট? আবার এইখানে কিন্তু দেখেন এখান থেকে এখানে আসতে পারে, এই কন্ডিশন এখান থেকে আসতে পারে। ইটস আ লট অফ অপশন দেয়ার বেসিক্যালি। লেটস শো ইউ অ্যানাদার। Oops, this is a more small one, you cannot understand this. See, why so much? Give me a better picture. One sec. Okay. Okay. See here, from if you realize, see here there is a two option based on the condition is going this way, another option is going this way, and there is another option is going this way. There is basically first two option, and then the one option is break down this way, right? And from here you are going, see this is the path you are going. So this is a UML, like it is showing what to do next based on the condition. Now here in the real diagram is show you the condition, right? They write the condition here. So if you click here, usually they show you right here is right, what is the condition, okay, based on that. See if you realize here, see if the search goes here, right, and then shopping cart is coming down here. From here is the reference, view item, all these things they're like checking out. This is the out option. So this way they show what to do next based on the condition. That's all basically the UML diagram is here. Is another one. Say requesting, starting from here, request deposit slip, create deposit slip here, right? And the created deposit slip, they fill out and submit the form. From here you are verifying the identity, you fill out the form and then identity. So from here you just update the passbook and then examine the passbook, done. Here, so this is the option. See here another thing of what happens if this is unavailable, then what happened. See here, if you realize this is coming in option here, two things, parent unavailable, parent available. Unavailable hole do this, available hole do this, right? So this is the condition they are putting. If it happens, do this. If it doesn't happen, do this. So that's called UML, Unified Modeling Language, meaning it's a graphical representation of the business logic to show what should be the next move based on the condition. That's all. Make sense?
জি মামা বুঝছি।
Okay.
I think a question, next question যেটা আমার ছিল একটা বাগ নিয়ে ছিল, বাগ ট্র্যাকিং তে, what is the role of a bug tracking system? এটা তো আপনি আনসার করছেন, a bug tracking system is used for report all errors at one place for easy access. So আপনি যে বলছো কমান্ডের মধ্যে যে আমরা যে ইয়ে করি, কমিউনিকেশন করি, basically is that what you were trying to say in this answer?
No, bug tracking system meaning what is the software, what is the application you use to put the bug and track them. Track them meaning until it is closed, or what is basically where you write your bug. That's all it means. Bug tracking system meaning where you log your bug, where you write your bug, and you communicate with the other team member about the bug. This is what it means, bug tracking system. Bug tracking system meaning system meaning কিন্তু system মানে কিন্তু software. একটা system, when you talk about system, that means we mean is a software or is a computer in general, but usually is a computer, is a software. So bug tracking system mean what is the software you are using to log the defect and follow the defect, meaning communication wise, how you communicate, you know, what's going on, what is the status. That's all mean. Here we have this thing, this is our bug tracking system. We have ALM, it's called ALM, application lifecycle management. That's our bug tracking system. See, we have defect here, there's a module, we're going to do it. Okay, so this is defect. So bug tracking system means what software do you use to log your bug, to communicate your bug, to follow the bug, what is the status, or what they are doing right now at that position. And also there is a lot of things you can do with these systems, like right as a current, anytime you want, you can see how many bugs are there in total, what is the status, who was working on it, when there was open, how long they are taking to fix it. All these different kind of statistics you can see. It's not like one line you are opening bug, end of story. No, they do a lot of report for you. Basically you can create report, If you want, oh, can you print out all the defect that I have? Yes. Can I see in a graphical representation of the defect? Yes. Can I create a PDF report? Yes. So all these things you can do in a bug tracking system. That's why it's called, like, it's not an Excel only, like you write the, one line of thing, this is a bug. No, there's a lot of things you can do. That's bug tracking system. It's a software basically.
Okay, so system যখন আমরা বলি কোনো কিছুরে, most of the time refer to the software, right?
Yes.
Not the whole computer itself.
Right. It usually means the system. Remember, system tester meaning you testing the whole application in general, right?
And then আমি কনফিউজ হয়ে গেছিলাম, তারপরে আমি গুগল করছি, I'm like, oh, why do I have to test the whole computer?
It's not a computer, it's just software.
I'm like, একবার application, একবার software, একবার system. So I thought প্রথমে system বলতে বলবো, I'm like, do I have to go to client's place to test his whole system? What is it? কনফিউজ হয়ে গেছে, তারপর আমি গুগল করছিলাম, তারপরে and then I got pretty clarification. একটা কোয়েশ্চেন আছে মামা, what is testware? Testware নিয়ে কথা বলি নাই।
হ্যাঁ, testware মিনিং হলো, মনে করেন যারা রিজন আই পুট ইন দেয়ার, অনেক সময় আপনার ইন্টারভিউতে জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারে what is your testware? Okay, that in general testware meaning what are all the systems, what are all the software, what are all the applications you are using at your work to do your job. That's all it means for testing job. Testware meaning all the tools you are using to do testing. That's testware meaning set of tools for testing. That's testware. Set of tools for testing. Let's say for an example, if they ask me, I would say I use ALM. That's our test management tool. That's our main tool for testing. For bug tracking system, we use Defect. For our requirement, for our test cases, I use Defect. I use ALM. So that's one of my tool. Tarpore asbo for database, I use our database is Oracle. I use Toad for database query. And then I had Snagit for creating snapshot. So those are the thing that whatever the tools you are using, tools meaning system, meaning software. So whatever the software you're using for your testing work, that's one testware. It's like one terminology.
ওকে মামা, বুঝছি। একটা আছে আপনি হোয়াট ইজ, আমি এটা কিভাবে প্রনাউন্স করতে হয় বুঝতে পারতেছি না, এটা স্পেলড অ্যাজ GANTT চার্ট।
Gantt chart is not important. It's like for the Gantt chart is a one type of chart for the sprint. The Scrum Master use it to analyze the work status, task status. The Scrum Master use this graphical representation to analyze the task, the status of the sprint. We don't need that. This is for, I just put it so that you know at least the name. That's all basically, Gantt chart.
Okay. I'll just in a question. Okay, what is meant by walkthrough meeting?
Walkthrough. Okay. Walkthrough meeting meaning হলো, মনে করেন আমাদের তো রেগুলার কাজে রাইট অনেক টাইপের মিটিং আছে। কিরকম, মনে করেন আমি অ্যাজাইলে কাজ করতেছেন, অ্যাজাইলে তো অ্যাজাইলের মিটিং গুলা কি, প্রথম দিন হয় স্প্রিন্ট প্ল্যানিং মিটিং, রাইট? তারপরে ডেইলি হয় ডেইলি স্ক্রাম মিটিং, যেটা ডেইলি স্ক্রাম মিটিং অর স্ট্যান্ড আপ মিটিং, রাইট? ডেইলি হয় যেটা 10-15 মিনিট করে। So the first day we have sprint planning meeting, then every day we have stand up meeting or daily scrum meeting. Sprint যেদিন শেষ হবে ওদিন বলা হয় debrief meeting, right? Sprint review or debrief meeting. Done. তারপরে একটা optional meeting আছে retrospective meeting, right? To talk about what a good or bad thing, right? Those are the standard meeting. Before the project start, we also have one meeting called kickoff before the project start to introduce the project. Right? Those are the meetings we have. এখন মনে করেন এই যে মিটিং গুলো আসতেছে, it's fine everything. Now মনে করেন আপনি যে টেস্টার, you found some issue or something you want to discuss with the whole team, okay, whole team, or you want to discuss with your coworker, or you want to discuss with your manager. You have some issue, or you want to discuss not an issue, you want to discuss with anything with your coworker, or your project manager, or your test manager, or your BA, or somebody. That's called walkthrough meeting. Meaning, like you want to discuss something, you want to share something with your team member. It could be one member, it could be 3 members. That's walkthrough. It's a general meeting. Like if I want to discuss something, I cannot discuss in Scrum meeting, right? Can I? No, it's just the status meeting. Daily Scrum meeting, I cannot discuss. Sprint planning meeting, no, that's the different purpose, right? They create the task and assign it to them, right? Sprint planning meeting, debrief, no, that's for the end of the sprint meeting. Retrospective, that's for to see what is wrong or what is right with it. So when I'm going to discuss something that I need to discuss with the team, right? Like the way we are working, maybe I create some folder for everybody that can use it. Like say a couple of weeks ago, we don't have any SharePoint in the server. We as a team, as a QA team, we don't have any common place. Like to put all our tasks to put in one place, we don't have it for QA team member. We have for this project, but not for the team member. So we had a meeting weekly. So I asked my manager, so we need something. He said, okay, why don't you create one? So I create one, and then I set up a 15 minutes meeting, and I explained to everybody what is the location and where is the ID, what is the password, what are the expectations. So that's a walkthrough meeting. Basically, you want to share something with your team member or anybody, like random meeting kind of thing, because you cannot just walk somebody's desk. Maybe he's in the meeting at that time, or he's busy with something, so you cannot always talk to anybody that you want to. So you want to set up some time that you can discuss. That's walkthrough meeting basically.
Okay, এই question আমি আপনাকে এটা কইতেছি আপনার question number 93. This is the last question I have. How to write regression test cases? What are the criteria?
Okay. বলেন। Okay.
এটা আমি আপনাকে আগে করছিলাম যে আমরা every time we find a bug, we retest, and do we do regression also?
Okay.
Then you said no, we can't because we don't have that kind of time. Maybe towards when the project is done, then if we have some time left, we will do it.
Yes.
But how do I know when I must do a regression testing?
Okay. First of all, when you do regression, easy way you will find out, your manager or team lead will tell you, can you do regression, or project manager will tell you, you need to do regression. They will tell you. That's the first thing, easy way to find out. Besides that, when there is a big changes in the project, you are testing. Let's say in the sprint, you are working in 2-3 requirement, right? So you're testing, done. And the next sprint, they did something else, right? Some other task. You tested is done. Now, when they did it, do you know they break something from the previous function? You don't know. So if you think that you need to test also some other functionality, you can test it. That's called regression. Okay. So regression basically, whenever there is a major change in the application, you wanna check all the important functionality, not all the functionality, all the important functionality. That's called regression. You are testing one sprint, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, then again 2 to 3 weeks, then again 2 to 3 weeks. You are testing. Now after 2-3 sprint, if you realize that, okay, you know what, I'm testing only whatever is current sprint is, but what happened in the past, I'm not testing it. So if something goes wrong, I'm responsible for it. So it's already 3 sprint passed, like it's like 2 months gone. So let me test it just in case if I find something, in the previous issue, if I find anything. So now you want to test everything. Everything does not mean all the test cases. Let's say this sprint you have, like say 10 test cases. Previous one you have 9 test cases. The previous one maybe you have 11 test cases. So altogether maybe you have 35 test cases. You want to test all of them? You can test it, but you don't have time for it. So maybe most important functionality, maybe you figure it out, like say 15 of them. So you test 15 of them. That's called regression. So basically, whenever there is a major change in the application, then you do the regression for the important functionality. You will know eventually, like whenever you know the application, whenever you're testing, you will have the feelings that I need to do testing. And also before the release, you want to do some regression testing, right? Because release meaning what? after 4, 5, 6 months, you do a release. You give it to the client basically. Client will use it. So that's release, right? So before the release, you need to full regression to check it out if everything is working or not. That answer the question?
জি মামা, you did. আমি কি বেশি কোয়েশ্চেন করতেছি? That was my last question.
No, very important. Because
একটা কোয়েশ্চন ছিল যে
no, that's really important.
I'm sorry, বলেন।
No, I'm saying this question is really important because if you don't clear those right now, you'll be in confusion. Rest of the, all the rest of the class will be confused. So you better clear those confusion now once for all. It's important.
আমার হাজবেন্ড তো পুরা একেবারে confused এখন। I don't want to be confused like him, but he's missing classes and stuff. So.
No.
আপনার কয়েকটা কোয়েশ্চেন পরে আমি নার্ভাস হয়ে গেছিলাম। একটা হইতেছে যে আপনার কোয়েশ্চনের মধ্যে ছিল হস্টাইল ওয়ার্ক এনভায়রনমেন্ট। বাগ রিপোর্টিং আপনি বলছেন যে we have to make them understand that we don't create bug. Our job is to find if there is a bug. Do people think that testers create bug?
No, what happened is খুব সিম্পল। যদি চিন্তা করেন একজন ডেভেলপার কিন্তু একটা অ্যাপ্লিকেশন বানায় কিন্তু একটা ডেভেলপার বেসিক্যালি না, হি ইজ ক্রিয়েটিং দিস গ্রাফিক্যাল থিং, অল দিস রাইটিং কোড এন্ড এভরিথিং। বেসিক্যালি ইজ হিজ চাইল্ড, রাইট? আপনি যদি রিয়েলাইজ করেন এন অ্যাপ্লিকেশন, একটা সফটওয়্যার কিন্তু is like a child for a developer. He is creating it from the scratch, right? This is true, right? He is creating it from the scratch. So anything, মনে করেন আপনি একটা ছবি উঠান না, বাইরে গেলে একটা ছবি উঠালেন, আপনি বলেন যে ছবিটা খুব সুন্দর, আপনার আরেকজন বললো ও নো ইট ডাজন্ট লুক গুড, আপনার কিন্তু মনটা খারাপ হয়ে যায়। Although it is not good, but you'll feel bad, right? So it's like that. So developer is creating this application from scratch. He's working hard. He's doing his best to do. All of a sudden you are saying, oh, this screwed up, it's not working. He'll be upset, right? Because he's working hard, So that's why some people, sometimes developer doesn't like it. He get upset. Oh, it's fine, don't worry about it. Things like that. He will tell you, oh, don't worry about it, it's fine, it's working fine, don't worry about this thing. That's those kind of things they will show you an attitude sometimes, once in a blue moon. Like 1% you will see, So this is called hostile environment. Like your coworker is giving you work. You find a defect, you assign it to the developer, and developer get upset with you. Oh, it's not a defect, or why so many defect, combine them. He's going to give you a hard time for some way, sometimes, like I said, not always, sometimes they will do. So that's the hostile environment. Now you have to explain in a way, like being nice. Some people, if you realize, some people can tell talk bad about other people's in a nice way. It's like art of talking. Some people will tell you, let's say you are talking about some other, like say Jihan or Puri, you are telling me bad about them in a nice way. People does it. Some people actually can talk bad things in a good way. So this
I can't.
No, I know. Generally,
I can't. আমি সামনে বললা দে, that's the problem. আমার সিরিয়াস হবে এত কিছু কাজ করার পরে সবাই আমারে চিন্তা করছিল যে আমি কি রকম। এখন আমার এত নার্ভাস ফিল হইতেছে এই কয়েকটা কোয়েশ্চন পরে hostile work environment and all that. এই আমার বাবা সবসময় বলে আমার প্র্যাকটিস করা উচিত কিভাবে এইটা গুছাইয়া গাছাইয়া বলতে হয়।
না, আমার অনেক আগে একজন চাচি ছিল পরিচিত, অনেক আগে। তো উনি এরকম মানুষের বদনাম বলতো। তো বদনাম বলার পরে আমি বুঝতাম না যখন বদনাম বলতো, আমার এরকম মনে হইতো যে উনি মনে সুনাম বলছে। পরে চিন্তা করে বুঝতাম তো বদনাম বলছে। সিরিয়াসলি আমি সাইমাকে বলতো, আমি বললাম উনি কি না সুনাম করলো না বদনাম বললো, বুঝতেছি না তো। এরকম আপনার বেসিক্যালি কিন্তু the real bottom line is you are telling the developer whatever you did is wrong, is screw up, go and fix it. That's the bottom line. Whatever you did is a piece of junk, go and fix it. That's all the bottom line is basically. But you are not saying it, right? You are saying it, okay, first you have to start with a positive thing. You have to tell him, okay, this thing is really excellent, whatever you did, I really like that. It's working fine. But what do you think? Tell him to tell you that is a problem, basically. What this is how I do it. You know what I do it before I open a defect? I call him, I share the screen with him, like the way I'm sharing with you. I share the screen. Then I go through like 2 minutes. I talk to him. I said, this thing is fine. I think it's excellent. It's excellent, working excellent, performance is good. You come up with something nonsense, and then you show him this thing. What do you think about that? I think something is, not probably, maybe not right. What do you think about it? I click this, it is showing this, but on the requirement says something. So I'm a bit confused about it. I'm not clear. So I just want to, clear my confusion with you. Can you explain? Then let him tell you, oh, is something wrong. This is how I do it, basically. I have a very good relation actually with the developer. My current pro in the.
Oh, what if the developer tells you, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's not a defect," but you know that it's a defect? What if
No.
the developer?
Yeah, they do it. They do it, and then you just talk to them nicely. That's all. You have to open a defect. It doesn't matter what it says actually, but the bottom line is you try to be as nice as possible. So first, I try to explain to him, let him say that is a problem. That's the first thing, approach. Second thing, if he does not agree, if I see no, he's not going that way, that he's telling me his defect, then I show him, okay, this is what I'm finding, but this is the logic that I can see. So this is what I tell him actually. Let me put in the defect log, and then we can discuss in the meeting. Let me ask the BA what he think. I think this logic needs to be changed, or we are confused. So this is what I told him, that let me put in the log defect as of now, and then we can discuss in the meeting, explaining the BA. Let BA explain what he thinks about it. This is how the approach, and they know this kind of approach also, that you are just trying to be nice, and that's all it matters, as long as you're nice. So hostile environment, actually, basically, you communicate with them, you explain to them, okay, this is the problem, I think, what do you think? And or if he doesn't agree, then you just tell him, okay, let me log them and we can discuss in the meeting. That's all. And they cannot tell you no. That's the important thing. If you log a defect, and if you want to open a defect, they cannot tell you no. They know that. If they tell you anything about the defect that you are opening, you will be in trouble. They cannot. Actually, nobody can. Project manager cannot tell you don't open the defect, or why did you open the defect. Project manager cannot tell you. That's your job. So that's the thing. So if you open a defect, the developer, if he knows even, if he don't agree with you, still he cannot tell you don't open the defect. He cannot tell you that. It's against the rule. Okay, he will be in trouble for that. He knows that. So that's why he never going to tell you don't open the defect. He will just try to convince you not to open it in a different way. But at the end of the conversation, what I tell them, if he doesn't agree with me, all I tell them, okay, let me do this thing. I may forget. This is what I tell them. I may forget. So let me log them in the defect, and then I'll just talk to the BA just to confirm, just for the clarification. And then if it makes sense, then I'll just cancel the defect. And that's all I tell them. Okay. So just, be a nice way you take care of this kind of thing. That's all it means. You cannot be rude, or, like you should not, because if you rude one day and then he will be rude another day, the environment will be bad, right? Fighting environment. You don't want that. So that's why, just take it easy. That's all. That's all it matters. And sometimes they ask you, like, how do you handle, right? So opening defect is one thing. And then another thing in the interview is a very common question, though. A good thing that you ask. They ask a lot this question. If they ask me, this is what I tell him, that I share the information with him. I explain to him. I kind of let him decide that if it's a defect or not. If he decides it's a defect, it's fine. It's good. If he does not, then at the end, I told him, okay, I think it's a defect, so let me log it, and then we can clarify in the meeting. So we are done. This is another thing. And sometimes we may kind of try to, have go out with him, lunch, things like that, conversation, I try to be friend with my coworker. As it's better for our communication wise. Go talk to them, go out with them. This is what I do. This is what I tell in the interview. So this is a better way to explain things.
Okay. Okay, with you. I'll try to work out with you. আমি একটু নার্ভাস হয়ে গেছিলাম কইরা এরকম হয় কেন? ওকে ওকে দ্যাটস ইট। আমার আর কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন নাই।
ওকে
এখন না আমি ক্লিয়ারড।
ওকে শুনেন, যে জিনিসটা হবে গোয়িং ফরওয়ার্ড, নাও উই ফিনিশ ওয়ান থিং SDLC, we're going to finish ALM probably tomorrow, and the by next week, by end of next week, we'll finish ALM. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit today, we're going to do it tomorrow, and then next Saturday, Sunday, we're going to do also ALM. So by next week, we'll be done with this. And then after that, I'll explain to you the project, I'll give you the resume, and you're going to study a little bit on that one, and then we're going to start the database, Unix and database. Okay, Unix will take just one to two class, and then database. Okay, when we do database, by that time we should be in the market, so that we'll have a class 2, we're going to learn the database, the same time you'll be in the market, so that have a little practice too. So that's the plan. So what will happen? I'm sorry,
what do you mean by I'll be in the market?
Market mean your resume will be in the portfolio. You can put your resume in the website, so that you can you can give interview. This is what it means.
এত সকাল তো রেডি না?
না, এত সকাল না, it will take this month, probably by beginning of next month you will be in the market, not this month.
Okay,
next month, not this month, beginning of next month you should be in the market, January 1st week or things like that, in January, early January, I mean.
Okay.
We'll go through everything. We have how to submit the resume, what to do, and all these things. I mean, in early or mid January, let's put it this way. Okay, we should be done. I mean, be ready to be in the market. So what's going to happen is, since we'll be starting something new, you're going to start the new thing, study the new thing, but old thing you will forget. So it's very important. Doesn't matter if you study the current thing or not. First, you make sure of course you review the old thing, otherwise you'll forget. So whenever, if you have 2 hours to study, make sure you at least study half an hour to 1 hour the old thing, and then the new thing the rest of the time. You always study the old thing and then the new thing. Is very, very important. Trust me, if you don't follow that, you'll forget, you'll be confused, because you already realize there is so many small pieces in SDLC, right? So many names, so many meaning, so many terminologies, so many wording. If you don't review them, you'll forget. It's very normal. It's normal to forget, right? So that's what I'm saying. To keep right now, as a matter of fact, right now you know all of it, right? 90%, 80% you know. So if you don't study, you forget everything. So if you keep reviewing them every week, even for half an hour, even for 1 hour, 2 hours, whole week I'm talking about. If you study, if you review the whole SDLC for the whole week, even 2 hours, that would be enough. Just review them. But make sure you don't skip any week without reviewing. Trust me, you'll be in big trouble if you don't review a week. Okay, if you cannot study the new things, if you need to skip a class, let me know. I'll skip a class. That's fine. But like I said, we take a class like 2+ hours, right? So let's say today you could not review. So tell me day before that, oh, I don't have time to review, so I want to skip the class tomorrow. That's completely fine with me, because you have to review no matter of what. So this class time you can use as a review. Okay, so it's very important. Going forward, you're going to review the whole thing, then study the new thing. So going forward, you're going to study the SDLC. Now, once you finish the ALM, you're going to study SDLC and ALM. Then you're going to finish Unix. So you're going to study SDLC, ALM, and Unix. Then we're going to start the project resume. So you're going to study all of it. So things will increase, but at the same time, since you're reviewing them, so first day probably is going to take 3 hours for you to review, let's say SDLC. Next day will be 3 hours. Next day will be 2 hours. Then it will decrease day by day. Okay, this is how you'll review eventually. So please do that. And then okay, so let's talk about one thing today in ALM. We're gonna in general, we're gonna go through everything once we completed it. I'll give you of course the whole overview. But defect, since we have an understanding on the defect, let's talk about the defect. Okay, this is this ALM, right? ALM. application lifecycle management, right? Application lifecycle management. What does that mean? Meaning you have an application, you have a software, you have a system. Whenever you're building it from the day one to before you give it to the client, the day you give it to the client, right? Whole cycle, whole life cycle, you can use this software to maintain. That's what it means. You can do everything here. See, you can write the requirement. See here on the left side is a requirement. You can write the requirement here. You can write the test case. Test plan means test case. You can write the test case here. You can run the test case here. And then you can log the defect. So everything you can do here in this software. You can write the requirement. You can write the test case. You can run the test case. And then if you find any issue, you can write the defect here. You can do everything. Clear? So one of the important thing we do here is the defect. So let's see how we open defect. So then you can practice today. So what you want?
Under test, we also we write test case under test plan.
Yeah, what happened is, yeah, test plan actually in this software is a software, right? Somebody made it. In this software, test plan meaning actually test case. This test plan does not mean project test plan. The test plan we are talking about, like what is test plan? There's not this test plan. This test plan meaning test case.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Tomorrow, Mami, what time is good class? Same time is good or is too late, too early? For
দিনের বেলা পড়তে পারবো কালকে?
কালকে what time?
Usually যে আমরা পড়ি 2টার সময়, আপনার 2টায় একটা।
কালকে can we do later only for this week? I mean, is that okay tomorrow? Do you have any plan? What is like instead of 2 o'clock later time? What is good for you? Little bit later.
Later time আজকের মতো মামা will be good. 8টার দিকে পারবো। ওই সমস্যা হইতেছে রাফারে আমার ঘুম পাড়াইতে হয়, এখন ওর বাবা ওরে বাইরে দিয়ে গেছে, নাহলে আমার সমস্যা করলো না অনেক। রাত্রের বেলা আর কি।
এমনিতে কোনো বাইরে যাওয়ার কোনো প্ল্যান আছে নাকি, মানে এনি?
দিনের বেলা যাই আমি, আসলে আপনার ক্লাস করে যাই দিনের বেলা, রাত্রের বেলা যাই না।
ওকে,
রাত্রের বেলায় গুড, আমি করতে পারবো 8টা থেকে করতে পারবো রাত্রের বেলা।
ওকে, 8টা মিনিং মাই টাইম ইজ 9, রাইট? দিস টাইম, রাইট?
জি, আপনার টাইম 9।
ওকে, সো টুমরো লেটস ডু 9। আপনার যদি কোনো প্রবলেম হয়, I'll be home though. It's not that I'm going somewhere. I just have to do something tomorrow. So and then probably next week should be fine. I'll talk to you on Monday probably, just to make sure that next week I can do what time. Okay, but I should be fine next following week. I should be fine. I think. I hope so. But tomorrow let's do 9 then. But if you have any problem, then you call me. If I'm outside, I'll come back. Okay. If you wanna do it a little bit early, a little bit late, that's okay. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So tomorrow my time is 9. Okay. So here in this software, I give you the link. You can log in and everything, right?
How long do I have access to it?
Oh, this is a demo. I'll show you how to create an account like this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you what
রাফার বাবা এটা ডাউনলোড করতে পারেন নাই, বলছে যে আমাদের তো ল্যাপটপ নাই, ডেস্কটপ না, তো আমাদের নাকি এনাফ নাই, memory নাই, whatever to download. This is a big application. It takes a lot of memory or something, and we couldn't download.
Yes, that is correct. But this is a cloud version. This one.
Okay.
This one they can. This is a cloud version. Because what cloud version meaning? This one does not download everything in your computer. It downloads only small part. Everything stays in the cloud, in somewhere else.
Okay.
This one they can. The ID password that I gave you, he can use it too. Okay.
Okay.
It's like just a website, link and ID and password, so we can use it. So right now, just say this one, and then I'll send you the video that I'm recording, and then you can review based on that. Okay. Oops.
I can download this one for myself, creating my own ID, password, and everything. ALM, you said.
Yeah, you can do. Of course, you can do. But I just did it, and then I just send you the link. But I'll show you how to do it. Okay.
Okay.
Some other time I'll show you how we can, because this is a 1 month trial version. So once that is expired, if you want to do more practice, you can do it on your own. It's very simple. You just need to fill out a simple form, name, address, email address, and then they'll tell you what to do. It's very simple. Very, very simple.
Okay.
Okay. So here in this software, this is a testware, right? This software, it is a test management tool. Sometimes in the interview, they might ask you what is the test management tool you use. Management tool. Okay, test management tool. See, for the testing purposes, we use this tool to manage the whole testing. It's called test management tool. In the interview, they might ask you what is the test management tool. Test. They might ask you. So ALM, we use ALM. So here, what we can do is we can write the requirement. We can write the test case, we can execute the test case, meaning run the test case, and also we can open defect, log defect, or whatever you want to call it, right? Defect. So let's see today how we can open a defect. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Very simple. See here, it says new defect, right? It's a new defect, right? So if we click new defect, see if I put my mouse here also, it's telling me new defect. So I'm clicking here. Now I have to write here the defect summary, meaning the defect name basically. Let's say I'm saying user is not able to log in using proper ID password. Let's say user cannot log in to the website. Let's put it this way. Or let's say I'm saying what do you call that, logo. Every company's website there is a logo. Logo is not displaying. There's an issue. Logo is not displaying. Okay, whatever. And then here in this here, I'm gonna explain actually description here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write actually what it should be, what is the problem. It's a little bit explanation. Here I'm just a logo is not displaying. Okay, so here if I put once we log in to the application, the logo supposed to display on the right upper corner, but it is not displaying the logo. Instead, MPTY, then empty, like picture sign. Picture sign means sometimes it just give you default picture. It's not a picture. It's like it show you an like bracket, like square bracket. So this is what I'm saying. That's all. And then you don't have to, if it's not necessary, you don't need it. If this one is more explanatory, you don't need to write this explanation. So now I'm explaining this description, and then I'm putting here this is very important, just to let you know. This is really important. Okay, this is very important thing. Okay,
what does it say? এটা খুবই ছোট, আমি দেখতেছি না।
Oh, okay. So how can I make it bigger, right? Let's see, 1 second, sorry. Okay. It's okay now? Okay. So here, this is like a description, 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, doesn't matter. And then regeneration steps. This is very important. What is regeneration steps?
Regeneration steps is আপনি আমাকে জিজ্ঞেস করতেছেন বলার জন্য। ওকে, যখন আমরা কিভাবে বাগটা কি স্টেপগুলো ফলো করলে the developer will see the bug, or anybody can see the bug.
Right.
What I need to see the bug.
Excellent. That's very important. So I put it here. Let's say I'm putting here. Oops. I'm putting here, I'm putting open the IE browser 11.0. I have to put that, right? In the browser 11.0 site, I'm putting this, let's say www dot whatever something.com. okay, I'm putting this, and then enter ID, I'm putting this, enter this my ID, enter PASSWORD password, enter ID password and number, click submit. Okay, meaning what are the detailed steps you need to do, that's it. Okay, so I put again there, and then let's say the website, I'm opening a website here, right? Let's say Amazon. So here I supposed to see, this is the Amazon, here is saying Amazon, right? Let's say for our argument's sake, I don't see this one. Okay, I don't see this Amazon logo here. I don't see. So what I do is, there is a snapshot tool. I can create picture here. Says a new, I can create snapshot right here. See, I can create this one, and then I can save it if I want to save as. Let's say I'm saving it just, in the desktop. I'm saying it Amazon. So just I'm saving somewhere, right? Now I'm going back to my ALM tool. Now here I can insert image, right? This insert image means writer image. I'm going, see attachment, clicking here. Yeah. I'm going attach here. So now I have a desktop. See, I put it somewhere here. It's Amazon logo missing. I put it here. See, now attached it here. So here I put the regeneration step, right? Regeneration step explaining here, regeneration step I did. Now here is the some other thing. Red, you have to put something. Black, you don't have to. Category. See what kind of defect it is. Now whatever you're seeing here at your workplace, you may not see this. You may see something else, because every work, this is customized. Every work they come up with their own thing. One is defect, one could be business defect, one could be UAT defect, business logic issue, requirement change issue, a lot of things can be, whatever it is. So this is a defect. So I click on defect. Detected by, that's my name. It's automatically filled. Now I can, let's say I am opening a defect on behalf of you. I'm opening it, but for you. You tell me, oh, can you open this defect for me? I said, okay. So now I'm going to put your name in here. But if it's me, I put my name. Project. What is the project name? Manager will tell you. You don't have to worry. Severity. Now see, here is the thing. Severity. Remember we talked severity meaning how bad it is for the application. So what should I put here? What should I put?
Defector ছিল কি?
Logo is not displaying the logo.
Right. The logo.
Yeah.
Oh, it's low.
There it is. Yeah, it's low. And now, and then, okay. So what is? It's looking for priority. Oh, here. So priority. What is the priority here?
It's high because it's their logo.
Priority is high. Yeah, we need to fix it. It's simple fix. Need to fix it, otherwise it looks bad. Yeah, that is correct. Thank you. So see, actual fix time. Actual. You put this thing whenever you fix it. Okay. Closed in version. Which version you find it? Version name. Now, like I said again, all these things that you see at your work, you may not see all of it. You may see something different. So you just need to fill out this form. That's all. And it's very simple, as you can see. Different category, you just pick it from there, directed by, severity. Reproducible. Reproducible means one. Can you see it every time you go there? Or sometimes you see, sometimes you don't see. This is what it means. If you see it all the time, yes. Actual fixed time, directed by this cycle. This thing can like fill out normal form, nothing else. If you have any confusion at work, you just ask your coworker or manager will tell you. Subject. Now this is another thing that you don't have to worry. The manager will tell you what topic you are talking about here, like what is coming from basically. Okay, so you just from the drop down, it should be already there. You just drop down from the drop down menu, just picked it. Directed version, usually what version this this software it is right now, because every time they have a new version, they want to know which version this defect exists to. That's why it's a version. But you'll know basically the regression. I mean, see, here is the thing. See, how do you know if you need to do regression or not, right? So if this is an issue that you think if there you need to test it after changes, then you put here regression. But not that always you'll see at work this option. You may see, you may not see. Doesn't matter. I mean, what if you see it, you put it in there. If you think you need to do regression, you put it Y. Otherwise, you put no. Closing date, whenever you close it, detected and release, that information they will tell you what release it is. Sorry. Sorry. Oh. Estimated fixed time. Excuse me. Okay.
Bless you.
Thank you. Target cycle. Those information, nothing to worry, because if you work in a project from the brand new project, then manager will tell you all these things. But if it's the existing old project, then you can open a defect that is already there. You can find out from this defect, from this information, from the old defect, what they put. You can just copy and paste here. You can ask your coworker, because this thing varies project to project. So it's nothing fixed. The only important thing here is priority is very important. Severity is very important. Priority, severity, that's the most important thing here. You must have to be like, this thing has to be correct. Severity, priority, that's the most important thing. Regeneration step is the most important. That's all basically is important here. Other thing is important, but you will always find it from somebody. So see, I put it submit now. Put it submit. Then now it should be on the list. Okay, now it's done, right? So I'm closing this one. See here, see this thing. This is the last defect. See, this is the thing I opened, right? So this is the defect.
Mm-hmm.
This one. Say once we log in, see, if I click here, it's opening. See here, it's opening. This is the defect that we just put, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the defect we just put.
QC or ALM, same thing.
QC or ALM holo ki? QC ta holo old version. This version is 12.5, I think, 12 point something. After 11 is called up to 11 it was QC, quality control. QC, quality control. After 11 they changed the name. They call it ALM. That's the difference. It's same thing. They change the name after 11. Starting 11.5 they start calling it ALM. That's the difference. Otherwise it's same thing.
It's the same. I mean, the egula buttons gula egula ki same thing. Like ekhon oke kono company QC use kore. Everybody is upgraded to ALM.
Correct. Because if you don't want to spend money, if you then you can use QC. They use, but it's like it's already like I think plus 2+ year, 3 years. So I mean, it's still there. Some company use it. My previous work they use QC. What 6-7 months ago or last year, I mean. So they use it, some company, but most of the company they switch to ALM. Okay, so that's all basically. See, it's very simple. That's all. So here is the defect. Now here, see all these things, all this column, right? This is all column, right? This is one column, this one another column, right? You can see a lot of option here, right? There's a lot of option, right? Column, basic information. Now if you don't want to see all of it, let's say there's so many information, I don't need all of it, then you can pick on your own. Oh, why spinning? See this option is a column, select column. See, if I put my mouse here, see, it says select column, right? So if I click here, now see all this column, visible column, available column. So all this column that is here is visible, meaning I can see. So let me do one thing. I'm putting everything on the left side. Okay. Now I'm picking from here what I want to see. Let's say I want to see category. If I put this single bar, it takes only that, whatever I'm selecting. But if I click this, everything moves to the left side. See, there's the difference. 2 buttons. So I want to see assign to developer name. Assign to means developer name. this one, and then I want to see defect ID here, and then I want to detect it by this one, and then let's say detected date. I want to see when I open it, basically, right? I want to see priority, put it here. I want to put severity, put it here, right? And the status is important, right? Status is here. Let's say that's all I want to see. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 column I want to see. If I click OK, what's this? This is all the column name on the top. This is my mouse. What's this? What happens? See, everything gone. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only this 7 column, which is here. Only this 7 column I see. Okay. This is the thing I can see right now. That's all. So if you realize, see this status, see this is the bug status. Remember we study bug status as a new, close, fixed, open, rejected, reopen. See all the status we want to go through, right? That's the status of the bug. And then severity is right here, priority is right here. When we open it is right here, right? This is the thing. Now here, see this empty box here, empty box. That's for using for filter. Let's say here I have so many kinds, right? New, open, fix, right? All these things. I click in this button right here, and it's showing me what I want to. Let's say I want to see only the new one. So I put new. If I click OK, see here all the new is showing. Nothing but new. Now I click in here again in this one. I want to see new, right? Or fix. See now I have new and fix. See, so I can filter from it. Here I want to see, let's say I have high, very high, medium, all these things. I click here. Now I want to see, let's say only medium or only high. I click here, see, only high I can see. So I can filter here based on this. That's the purpose of this empty one. I want to see specific thing. So that's basically, that's the high level thing. I mean, that's not a high level, that's the most important thing in Defect. We click open button, we put all this information, submit it, done, we are done. That's all we do. Okay, and then communication wise, developer is going to say here, I'm going to tell them, they're going to tell me, I'm going to tell them all these things happening here. Okay, and then of course there is some other, creating favorites, creating filter, creating favorites, this kind of thing is general, is used for everywhere. Analysis, here you create reports. Those are the things we'll look at the end. Those are the things, it's not that important, but we'll look anyway. We need to know. So there's kind of high level thing in Defect. Okay, but high level meaning this, that's all basically. There is more to it, some details, information, like I'm going to go through all this, not all of this, some of this button that is important, and some of this here also important thing. We're going to talk later on, but that's all. So any question on opening Defect? Nami, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? I cannot hear you. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. হ্যালো, ও আপনি ওই লিংকে ক্লিক করলে হচ্ছে না? ও আপনি ওখানে যদি মানে এক্সিট হয়ে আবার লগ ইন করে দিচ্ছে না, না? ও না, মেসেজ আসলে কি ইজ ট্রু, এখানে মেসেজ আসছে তো, কিন্তু আমি তো আসলে পড়াচ্ছিলাম, আমি খেয়াল করি না এদিকে। ও ওকে, ও না, আপনি তো মাত্র লগ ইন, অসুবিধা নাই। আই মিন আই রেকর্ডেড ইট, so uh, so let me send you the video then. Okay, it's only, I think you missed only 3-4 minutes. Okay. ওকে, আর আপনি ইয়ে করেন, আপনার ইউ ডোন্ট নিড এ ফোন টু কানেক্ট, আপনার যে ইয়ে আছে কম্পিউটার অডিও আছে, দেখেন ডান পাশে একটা অপশন দেয়, ইউ ওয়ান্না কানেক্ট উইথ ফোন অর কম্পিউটার অডিও, ইউ ক্যান সিলেক্ট কম্পিউটার অডিও। ইয়া, ওটাতে করেন তাহলেই হবে। আর আমি তো ইয়েটা করলাম, ডিফেক্ট গুলো মানে এভরিথিং ইজ দেয়ার, আই ফিনিশ টকিং। আমি আসলে দেখেও নাই যে আপনি চলে গেছে, মানে বন্ধ হয়ে গেছে। তো আমি এটা পাঠাচ্ছি আপনাকে, আপনি এটা দেখেন। আর কালকে তাহলে ওই এটা দেখার পর কালকে এটা কথা বলবো ডিফেক্টের ব্যাপারে, আপনার whatever question, and then we can talk about other stuff like requirement, test plan and lab, everything.